Stop waiting for the supernatural to make sense. The supernatural is not going to make sense to you. And if it does make sense to you, that's a beautiful gift that you have to understand and bring clarity to situations. But to the average person, the supernatural is not going to make sense, and that's okay. Every psychic isn't an energy healer. Every psychic isn't a fortune teller. Every psychic isn't someone who's going to be out here doing telekinesis and things like that. A psychic being is someone who solely have the ability to connect with their clairs. There are subtle senses that we all have access to, and they have it on a way that it looks different than the average being. That's your clairvoyance, your clairalience, your clairempathy, your claircognizance. You feel me? Your clairaudience. These different elements that we have are different gifts that we are given that are reflections of the physical senses that we have. Our taste, our smell, our touch, our feelings, you know? And so recognize and understand that just because someone is claiming to be something doesn't mean that they have access to every ability that falls under that category. And that's okay. Doesn't make them less powerful or less worthy of who they are and what they're doing in the service they provide in. But just because someone isn't able to tell your future doesn't mean they're not able to read your ass to filth in that moment, connect to your subconscious, connect to your Akashic records, connect to your emotions, connect to your mental ways, and let you know what the fuck you've been thinking, what you've been feeling 10 years ago, what you've been feeling today, and what you're going to be feeling tomorrow. Not everyone gifts work the same way. Start expecting people to work the same way. That's why you need to vet out your readers. Vet out your readers so you can understand and you can know who you're going to and why you're going to and forward. Why are they reading you? Not everybody who's psychic casting spells. Not everybody who casting spells can read energy. They can work it, they can manipulate it, but they can't tell you why the fuck they doing what they doing or how they do it. They just know they can do it. Not everyone got knowledge and wisdom. Not everybody in the spiritual community is someone who's going to save you, going to help you and be there for you. Someone going to put a root on your ass and send your ass out the door. Someone going to curse you and make you look ugly the next day. I'm saying all this just to share that stop trying to put everything in the same goddamn box when it's not. And it's okay. It don't have to be in the same box. It can all still fall under spirituality. Because spirituality is nothing but the journey of the spirit. So whatever the fuck that spirit doing, whether you perceive it as good or bad, it's what that spirit is meant to be doing in its time. There are spirits out here who are meant to trigger people awakenings so that they can grow and evolve. There's spirits out here who are meant to be bombs. Because if everybody is rich and lavish, who are we going to have ourselves compared to? Just compare that we're rich and lavish. And I'm not saying that. That wasn't a good analogy at all. But what I'm saying, to reiterate everything that I'm fucking saying, bro, there are many different avenues and paths to take on your spiritual journey. That doesn't mean that you don't supposed to have any damn order. You're supposed to have order. It's not just supposed to be chaos. But there is a lot of chaos out here. A lot of people see light as order, but light is chaos. Darkness brings that order. That's why people are afraid of darkness. They are afraid of order. People want to be chaotic. People want to move. No one wants to be held down. Light doesn't want to be held down. Light is a particle that is always moving. This is science. And so what I'm introducing to you is just a new perspective of looking at these elements, of connecting with your gifts, of connecting with your abilities, of how you perceive the spiritual life, how you perceive these different practices. That's all they are. Practices. Things that people have cultivated. So cultivate your own. Yes, they are. There are ingredients. Like I say, elements, right? Elements. There are different elements. Even if you want to look at it, fire, water, earth, and air, you want to look at it as iron, so forth. You want to look at these different elements. You make compounds. What are the compounds that you're making? Why are you using them? What are you creating? What are you creating it for? Why are you continuing to cultivate something if it doesn't align with you? Align with what aligns with you, or create something new. But also recognize that when you create something new, you also are going to have to create something that reflects what you're creating. What that means. Sit with it. You're going to have to create something that reflects what you're creating.